Good morning, first graders, and happy Earth Day. For those of you who do not know what Earth Day is, basically it's just a holiday celebrating our environment, the Earth, and all the great things that live on it. The animals, big or small, and the plants that provide us with fresh air and food. So today what I'm going to be doing for you is we are going to be making a web map of different ways that we can help the earth and keep it clean and keep it healthy. And then I'll be teaching you 3 crafts using recyclable materials that you might have in your house right now. So let's get started. So, if you need to pause this video to get a piece of paper, a pen or pencil for right now, please do that. And make sure to pause this video so you can also write down the different ideas. If you can think of your own, definitely do that. I know Mrs. Cheslock and I do a lot of things with recycling throughout the year, so your kiddos might have some ideas too. All right, so I'm just gonna move this. All right, so the first thing we do when we make a web brainstorming diagram is we make a circle, actually it's more like an oval, in the middle, smack dab in the middle. And what's going to be our main idea? What are we talking about? Are we talking about paintings? Are we talking about paper? Well, we are talking about paper, but what about paper? What are we talking about? We're talking about ways to keep our earth clean and healthy. So we're going to put in the middle here ways to keep our earth, let's say, healthy and clean. And then we're going to think of all the different ways. I'm going to move this in a little bit so you can see that. Ways to keep our earth healthy and clean. So what I'll do is I'll actually move this up so you can see that better after every time we think of a different idea, okay? So we can make sure that no one gets left behind in our brainstorming activity. All right, so let's think about what Mrs. Cheslock and Miss Shervell do. What do we know that Miss Shervell and Mrs. Cheslock have in our classroom? It's green and it has a yellow top. And sometimes we might have kiddos put cardboard, plastic, aluminum cans, pop bottles in this big bin. Does anybody remember what that's called? A recycling bin. Yes, recycling bins are so important because they take those recyclable materials that we don't use anymore and they reuse them and make other things with them. So we're gonna make a line. It doesn't really matter where you put your line, but I'm gonna put mine in the top. I guess yours is the left-hand corner. And I'm gonna say, get a recycling bin. So then you can recycle at home as well. So get a recycling bin. I wrote that pretty big, so I think you can see from there, but I'm gonna grab it. Get a recycling bin. So then you can also recycle, right? All right, the next one, I know that sometimes when Miss Shervell is outside with her class, I'll say, oh my gosh, look on the ground, on the playground. What did we usually see a lot of? We saw a lot of trash, right? So picking up trash is another great way to keep our earth clean. However, because of the coronavirus and COVID-19, I don't recommend that right now, but when things kind of die down and we're able to help our environment that way, definitely picking up trash is a great way to help our earth. So we're gonna say pick up trash. All right. What's another way? Our third way of helping the earth. Something that I like to do is when I leave the room, wherever I am in my house or if I'm in my classroom, if I'm not there right now, I usually turn off the lights to save electricity. And also when you're not using water, instead of leaving the water running, you could turn it off to save water too. So we're going to say turn off lights. Lights. Let me scribble that out. Whoops. And water. When you're not using it, right? All right. So can we see that? I know I scribbled a little bit right there and put the S in the right spot. Silly Miss Cherbel. So turn off lights and water, because if you're not using it, it shouldn't be on, right? So I have my lights on right now, but when I leave the room, I'm going to turn them off because it saves electricity. The next one, some of you may have seen these in my videos because of where I sit in my kitchen, but I use reusable bags when I go to the market or the store. So this is just a great way, instead of using the plastic or paper bags that the store gives you, whether you go to Kroger or Meijer or maybe a gas station, they usually give you plastic or paper bags. Well, instead, if you bring your own bag, it helps use less plastic and less paper. So they're called reusable bags. So let me make sure you can see. Okay, good. Use reusable bags. Something that I'm noticing as well is a lot of these words that we're using has that prefix re that we've talked a lot about. Re means to do again. So reusable means to use something again, right? All right, let me make sure that you can see that. All right. Just going to zoom in on that. So right now we have 4 different ways to help our environment. We have get a recycling bin and recycle, pick up trash, turn off lights and water when you're not using it, and then use recyclable bags. All right. Another one. Just want to make sure we can see. Just 100%. There we go. All right. The next one, we're going to start going off into our right side here. Another one is being kind to animals, not just the big animals like, dogs and cats that are usually like our pets, but also small animals like insects, because they also are important to our environment. So being kind to animals. Being kind to animals. Just going to zoom in on that. Being kind to animals. Something that Mrs. Cheslock and I did during the bushfires in Australia. Mrs. Cheslock and I donated some money to Australia's bushfire wildlife project. So then we actually got a shirt here, and it says, "Keep the planet green and the wildlife safe." And that was just kind of like a thank you for donating the money. But that's also why we did that, because we were being kind to the animals there to keep them healthy and keep them safe from all those forest fires. All right. What else could we do? Another one. I actually made a list here so Miss Cherbel would not forget. We could also, another one that I can think of is reusing recyclable materials. Reusing recyclable materials. That just means if there's something that's cardboard or something that's plastic, and somehow we could use that in a craft, or maybe in like if you need to write something down. That's actually what we're going to be doing today with our 3 crafts. So we're going to be doing one of these today, which is something really awesome. I'm actually going to leave this last spot blank because I want to see if you guys can think of different ideas, right? I know that Miss Cherbel gave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different ways. We'll see if you can think of 7. And once you're done with this, definitely put it into complete sentences and tell us what are some ways that we can help the environment. And this will be your writing activity for today for Writing Wednesday in Miss Cherbel's class and in Mrs. Cheslock's class. Okay? So now that we've done that, and actually, before I forget, I did want to show you that this is actually recyclable paper. This was an old calendar from 2018 that I had in my room. And I said, Mr. Bell, you do not need that anymore. So instead of using my normal anchor chart paper with the Post-it on it, I decided to take 2 of these calendar papers and reuse them to make an anchor chart for you guys today. Yeah, so that's just the way that I reuse paper. All right, so the activities I have for us, I'm just gonna move this, if you don't mind giving me a second. All right, let me grab my markers. All right, sorry about that. So the 3 projects I have for you today is we're gonna make 3 different things. The first project I have for us are toilet paper tube and octopus. So what you need for this is our first project we're gonna do, is you need a toilet paper tube, you need some scissors, which I'm looking for right now. Oop, I'm so sorry, I keep having to get up. Some scissors. If you need some tape, maybe just keep it to the side. And also markers or crayons, even a pen or pencil, anything that you can decorate your octopus with. All right, and then I'll tell you about the other crafts after. All right, for our first craft, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your toilet paper tube and your tentacles, which are the legs of the octopus, they need to be probably the size of your child's pinky. Now, if they're using sharp scissors, make sure you're watching them. I really don't want anyone to get some hurt fingers. You know, Mr. Bell hates paper cuts and all that. So make sure that you are being careful. So if you need to make a line to kind of see where you're going to cut it, definitely do that. But it looks like it might be a little less than halfway. So you're going to make 8, just 8 cuts. You're not going to cut around. You're just going to go straight up and down. Okay. So 1 cut, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. The next thing we're going to do is you are going to take a pen or pencil or even a marker, it doesn't matter, and you are going to roll your tentacles around the pencil or pen, so then it gives it that curly look. Look at that. See? So if you roll the paper, the toilet paper tube, it gives it that curly shape. So I'm going to do that, and definitely if you need to pause this video to keep cutting or maybe to roll yours, do that. There we go. See that? Now, something that I found to be really helpful is if you actually make a fist and you have your fingers facing up and you push it inside the octopus and then you open your hands, it kind of gives it like a little bit of kind of looks like it's floating a little bit in water, which I always thought was cool. The next thing you're going to do is you are going to make your little face. Let's see. So this one kind of has 2 little smiling eyes, and this one has 2 open eyes. I'm going to do a wink, like a winky face, like that. But definitely you don't have to do that. You can make yours look any way you want. And then you can take your markers or your crayons or whatever you want to be creative with, maybe some stickers you might have at home, and then you decorate it. You can make polka dots, you can make squiggles, you can really do whatever you want. Make it creative. On one of mine, I put triangles with dots, and then I made pink and orange tentacles. And on my other one, I just did polka dots. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this one yet. I might just try and be creative later. But that's how you make toilet paper tube octopus. Octopi. That's actually more than one octopus. Make more than one octopus at home with toilet paper tubes that you have. All right. The second craft we're going to be making today is you're going to be using egg cartons and making a caterpillar. So something that I noticed is you could actually use styrofoam egg cartons or paper ones. I just decided to use paper ones because I had more of them. But you can use styrofoam ones. It might be harder to draw on them if you don't have a permanent marker, but you could use pen or even using a toothpick. It makes indents, which you can make a design if you wanted to do that with this one. But I'll just show you how to do it with a paper egg carton. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna open up your empty egg carton and you are going to cut a line down the middle of where your eggshells are, of where your eggs would usually be. So if your egg carton is closed, you open it up and you're gonna cut a line right down the middle. I already did it because it took me a second. So if you need to pause this video, definitely do that. All right. He's so cute. All right. And then what I did was I didn't want mine to be too long. Yours could be six parts long if that's what you wanted. I just wanted mine to be 3. So what you do is then you cut your egg carton as short or keep it as long as you want. Like I said, I made mine only 3, but that's my opinion. That's what I wanted to do. You could do whatever you wanted to do. You want to do. All right. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to make a face. I put 2 little eyes like that. So I might do kind of what I did in my octopus on one of them. Just like a little smiley face. See that? And then decorate it. Like I said, I don't really want to waste your time. I don't want you to watch me coloring it. But as you can see, I made some dots, some squiggles. I did an A-B pattern here. I did green, pink, green, pink, green. And then on the back, I did the opposite pattern. I did green, pink, green, pink, green on this side. And then I did the opposite on that side. And then what you're going to do is you are going to take a Post-it note or maybe a small piece of paper, and you are going to roll it as thin as you can. So I took a Post-it note and I cut it into fourths. That means I went up and I made it into halves, and then I cut it again, which made it into fourths. And you're gonna roll it really, really tiny, really, really, really tiny, because these are the antennas. All right, super, super tiny, like that, see? All right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the sharp part of a pencil. I'm using a mechanical pencil, but doesn't matter. You could also use a pencil, like a normal pencil. And you're going to poke a hole right above. Do you see the face? Right on the top there. All right. So you're going to poke a hole. And if you need to make it a little bit larger to fit your antenna, your Post-it antenna, definitely do that. I made mine a little bit bigger, and then it sticks right in. See that? Now you're going to need 2 because caterpillars have 2 antennas. All right. You're going to poke a hole like that. There we go. See that? And then once you decorate it, you're going to have something. You're going to have a little egg carton caterpillar. And your little octopus and your little caterpillar can hang out. All right, the last craft I have for you today are actually bottle cap letters. In Miss Bell's class, I know that whenever any of my kiddos have pop bottles or water bottles that they are finished using, and I say, wait, before you put in the recycling bin, can I have your bottle top? And what we do is I tell them, okay, tell me your favorite sound, your favorite letter, your diagraph, your blend, anything. And they could tell me a short A or a long A, or maybe a CH diagraph or a BL blend, or just any letter in general. So that's what you can do. If you see that you have any leftover water bottles and you have the tops of them still, keep them, and you can use a marker to write on them, and they can make different words with them. So I had 3 water bottles, and I put a C, an A, and a T. My kiddos, what does that spell? Cat. Now, what if I took away the C and put a B? Whoop, whoop, B. What does that spell? Bat. Now, what if I just took away the B? What would I be left with? At, right? So you also can make bottle cap letters, and it's super easy. All you need are bottle caps, usually lighter colored ones. The black ones from different pop bottles don't work as well. You can't really see it. But anything light colored, like I said, I used an orange juice bottle top. So that works too. Anything that you can write on to make different letters, it's just a fun way for them to learn different words and different sight words. So yeah, those are the 3 recyclable material crafts I have for you today. And I'll be sure to write the materials below this site, below my video, and also all the different ideas that we had for our writing assignment today. All right, guys, be kind to our earth. We miss you, and happy Earth Day. Bye, guys.